work towards his advantage, so he kind of felt a little guilty. I could tell. He'll deny it, but he felt guilty.
Faye has another question.
You had mentioned that you did a lot of research on Scotland and stuff. Did you actually go to Scotland, or?
I wish. No, I don't have the resources financially to be able to go.
So did you use like photos, or?
I actually went on Google Maps, and I went and I had a ground level, and actually kind of drove through, the areas of Scotland, which were areas that they had available. But yeah, I visited the Highlands and the moors, and and I also, I even went into the back and I learned a little bit about the geology. They have some of the oldest geology that's on the surface of the earth. It's like thousands of years old in some of the islands off the Orkneys, and they have the oldest geological formations on the planet. And it's like, wow, this is really cool.
So it sounds like you had a lot of fun researching things for your book. Was that your favorite part about writing it?
Yes, I love research. I am just one of my jobs, I was a legal law clerk, and I had to do a lot of library time, and I just love learning things. And I love learning things that I could teach myself rather than going into classrooms. So yeah, you start on one thing and it just kind of snowballs, and it's like I learn and learn. So, but I have to stop and write sometimes too. So the way I got myself to write is I gave myself a reward, and it's the silliest reward ever. I did a daily word count on Twitter.
Nice.
And so, and I would give like little tidbits, little teasers. So I would tell like, the book's coming, and I'm this far in, and oh, you're not going to believe what they did now. And so, because I didn't want to give away the plot, but I wanted to I guess I unconsciously knew that I was supposed to start marketing the book before it was done. So I actually, people actually knew that the book was coming before I released it. So now, and then I find out last week at the panel that we had that you're supposed to start marketing your book months in advance, and I'm like going, oh, okay, well, I didn't really, but I kind of did a little bit. So, and now I'm trying to start marketing the next book. And I actually brought the opening chapters with me.
Can we hear it?
I can read it. I haven't looked at this book since October, so. All right, it's called The Heretic's Lie. Oops. Prologue. I solemnly swear to tell a lie, and nothing but a lie. So help me, myself, and I. Why? I heard her voice inside my head, but I never saw her lips move. She is old, but there is a beauty in the withered arms and careworn hands. Her eyes are so brown, like the richest topsoil in the world. I see that she is looking at me, and I'm surprised. I expected to see hatred and disgust, but I was wrong. What I see is worse. I see love mixed with sadness and knowledge. She doesn't really need to ask me anything. I briefly wonder at the reason behind her inquiry, but I'm distracted by movement. Her hand is reaching towards me, and I feel terror spread throughout my mind, and the adrenaline of panic flow through my body. My automatic defense begins, and I chant silently, "My name is Joseph. My name is Joseph. My name is Joseph." I keep my eyes tightly shut, and I don't want to see the group of women that surrounds me. I especially do not wish to look into the eyes of Maire, my wife, or Sarah, my daughter, for those are the only two people I have ever murdered with my own two hands. I cannot look them in the eyes without recalling how it felt to see the light of consciousness fading from them. I thought I was doing the right thing when I took their lives. I thought I was doing the world a favor, and that I was extracting some measure of vengeance on my people. I didn't want to kill them, but they had to die. My only regret is that they couldn't have been born like me, a cataloger. But fate had to step in and flex her ironic muscles. I'll never understand why. I'll never understand the why of so many things. And now, more than ever, before I realized the futility of the last 2,000 years, it was all for nothing. I choked the life out of my wife, and then about 300 years later, I did the same to my child. I loved Maire, I did, but I hated her as well. She had everything I ever wanted just by a simple quirk of fate. She was born to be the Sibyl. She didn't do anything special to gain the position. I'm not saying she didn't perform her job with grace and aplomb, but it's not fair. I could have been an excellent counselor, but because it was ordained at the moment of my birth, it could have been decided before I was even born. I don't know. I was born a cataloger, and there was nothing I could do to change it. That was that. There is an unfamiliar feeling sprouting in my chest, and I don't know what it is. Fear? No, I felt that before. Love? No, I felt that as well. Perhaps it's guilt. That's surprising. I never expected to feel guilt for anything. All I felt is a driving need to destroy those who had what I desired, and then when they were gone, I'd sit back and gloat for a bit, then take my life, and all hope for the world with me. I thought that would be the ultimate payback. I could have saved them all, but instead I destroyed everyone. It would have been glorious. My name is Joseph, my name is Joseph, my name is Joseph. I'm frantically whispering the sentence. It's my mantra. It's my salvation. I can only hope that some small part of me will be remembered, for I know that I'm about to die. Hell, I guess I even deserve it. It's what I do to them, so turn about and all that. And it was all for nothing. The last 2,000 years of planning and working, all for nothing. I thought if I destroyed the line of Sibyl, it would kill two birds with one stone. It would destroy those that had what I wanted, and it would allow those idiotic humans to destroy themselves. I was wrong. Ashira just whispered 4 little words into my ear, and everything came crashing down on me like the proverbial ton of bricks. Just 4 little words. I would come back. She said a bit more, but I lost it and began screaming. So I don't know what else she said. I couldn't hear it. I don't want to know either, because she was probably gloating over her victory over me, or maybe not. So I gave in to the madness that welled up inside and vomited out an unholy keening. Not my finest moment. Oh well, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to die in a moment. My name is Joseph, my name is Joseph, my name is Joseph. I continue chanting and watch as Ashira places her old, weather hand on Ewan's shoulder, and then she reaches out to place the other on mine. I want to recoil. Hell, I want to run, but of course there's nowhere to run to in this garden of the mind. She's won, she knows it, and I know it. The strange thing about Ashira is that I don't sense any triumph coming from her. I only sense sadness. I don't understand why she would be sad. She gets to extract her revenge upon the murderer of her daughters. You would think she would be jubilant, but she isn't. She's sad. I guess that must be part of the reason why I started down the path I did. They always seemed to be so superior to everyone else. Like they just knew they were better than everyone else, and it was so sad that the rest of us didn't realize how lowly we were. I hated them. So I began to plot and plan and then carry out my little acts of vengeance. So what did I do and how did I get there? In the last few moments of my life I remember, and Ashira, I'll tell you all about it. Maybe, just maybe, that will answer your question of why. And then I came up with chapter 1. I think I told you the opening word. Sand. I hate sand. Sand and sweat, that's a dreadful combination. And then, so that's, yeah.
Excellent.
Thank you for listening.